For this example, we're going to use the steps that we learned in the previous examples. Step 1 was finding the amplitude. Amplitude, we said, was the absolute value of A, and this is A. So this would be the absolute value of -4, which is 4. Second step, find the period. The period is 2 pi over b. And here's b. So it's 2 pi over 2, which is pi. Third step, finding the starting point, which is finding your phase shift. And what we do is we take what's in this parentheses and we equal it to 0, and we solve for x. So 2x equals pi halves, and then we divide by 2 on both sides, and this will equal pi over 4. Now we find our terminal point, which is where the cycle ends. And the terminal point will be your starting point plus your period, which is pi fourths plus pi, and that gives you 5 pi fourths. That's where it's going to end. Okay? And we're set. We can start graphing. Okay? Now, I have a negative here. Be careful. We're going to do that at the end. We're going to reflect across the x-axis. So let's see here. I'm going to plot some points. My amplitude is 4. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. Let me change colors because I can't see this color too much. So I have 4 and -4. That's my maximum and minimum value. My starting point is at pi fourths. So let's say this is pi fourths here. And my ending point is 5 pi fourths. So if this is pi fourths, 2 pi fourths, 3 pi fourths, 4 pi fourths, 5 pi fourths. This is my ending point. Okay? I start here and I end here. And I'm going to do cosine. So remember, for cosine always starts at that top value. So in this case, the top value, instead of 1, it's a 4 because my amplitude is 4. So this is where I start. Now let me draw my intervals so that it's easier for me. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to hit this 0. I'm going to reach my negative, my minimum, hit this 0, and hit here. I'm sorry about this sloppy sketch, but you get what it looks like. There it is. That's your cosine. That's one cycle. Okay? It starts here at pi fourths, and it ends at 5 pi fourths. And you can continue sketching this, right, throughout this x-axis. Now, I have a reflection across the x-axis. So that means whatever's on top of this function above the x-axis is now going to be below the x-axis. So I'm going to switch colors, choose purple. So this part of the function here will be below. This part that's below the x-axis will be above, and this part, which is above the x-axis, will be below. It's like folding this coordinate plane across the x-axis. There it is. There's the reflection. Now remember, I only drew one cycle, and for sketching purposes, you should continue to draw more cycles so that you have a more complete graph. Okay, so make sure I'm on green. Make sure you graph more than one cycle so that it looks better. And again, this pencil, oh, this pencil is very hard. Okay, here, got it. Here's another cycle of the cosine function, and so on. Like that. Whoops. Okay, you get the idea. So then when you reflect with your purple, you can continue like this, and this would be your reflection. There you go. Okay, so your purple graph would be your final graph with phase shift, with reflection and everything. If you had a number here, a plus number here, you would shift this whole purple graph up the number of units it says. If it says minus something, then you would shift the x-axis down that number of units. Okay, I hope this helps.